California's economy always has its ups and downs. Usually, community college funding is equally volatile. In the past, for some districts, that volatility has led to massive budget cuts, furloughs, or even layoffs. So how has Los Rios been able to remain on solid fiscal footing and protect our full-time faculty and staff? Prudent fiscal policy by our board, excellent planning and analysis by our budget experts, and an innovative employee compensation model we call the bucket system. For faculty and staff who have been in Los Rios for a while, you may know the bucket system well. But for new faculty and staff, let us explain how it works. The basic premise of the bucket system is pretty simple. Each employee group is guaranteed a certain percentage of all new general fund state revenue for employee compensation, including salary and benefits. In total, about 90% of our general fund dollars go towards paying our employees. It's sort of like how Prop 98 guarantees that community colleges get their fair share of new statewide revenues, no matter how many other competing priorities there are in the state legislature. Now here's what makes the bucket system so beneficial for employees and the district. Other districts build their budgets based on estimated funds from the state budget. A lot can happen between the 12 months of a fiscal year, especially in a state with such volatile revenue projections. So if funding decreases in that time, some districts can't afford what they've already promised. As we saw around the state during the Great Recession, that can lead to furloughs and layoffs. On the other hand, if funding increases in that time, employee groups don't always get their fair share of new revenue. In Los Rios, because the bucket system guarantees a share of new revenue for employees in a fair and transparent way, we can build a prudent budget based on what we know and not what we hope to be true about the upcoming fiscal year. But that prudent approach doesn't hurt our employees. If the state provides more money than we expected, we distribute it to employees once it's set in stone, by way of one-time retro payments or ongoing salary increases. Retro payments aren't bonuses or extra pay, they are a completion of the previous year's revenue calculations. Essentially, this allows Los Rios to flatten the big ebbs and flows of that state budget volatility. It makes your salary and benefits more predictable and secure, our district much healthier financially, and helps to ensure a more stable future for our workforce and our students. And each employee group gets real control over how they spend their money based on feedback from their members. The district does not dictate how to allocate the funds to priorities like salary improvements or health insurance premiums. Employee groups have substantial discretion to make these choices based on the needs of their members. This approach also allows us to make sure we have ample reserves both district-wide and within specific employee group buckets. That's another reason we haven't furloughed or laid off full-time employees in the past like other districts. And it's also the reason we've been able to make student-centered investments. So, when state funding goes up, either with new ongoing federal funds or one-time allocations, employee groups automatically get their fair share of those funds. If state funding ever goes down, the district and employees have a healthy reserve to make sure our employees are protected. If the economy ever got really bad and ate up all of those reserves, the bucket system also ensures that no one employee group would bear the brunt of any reductions. Management, faculty, and staff would all share the pain, proportionately, fairly, and transparently. But most importantly, the bucket system makes it far less likely that this would ever happen in the first place, because we are more prepared for a rainy day than just about any other district in the state of California. Just like in your budget at home, volatility and uncertainty are the enemies of sound fiscal planning. Because of the way California's budget works, there is a lot of that in our state. Experts make a lot of predictions every year about the near and long-term future of the California economy. Sometimes they are right, sometimes they are wrong. The bucket system protects our faculty and staff from that craziness, ensures everyone gets their fair share of new revenue, prevents fighting between employee groups, and helps us stay focused on the students we are all here to serve. And that focus on serving students not only benefits them, but our employees as well. New state revenues are generally tied to how many students we serve, and how well we serve them. If you have questions about the bucket system, the Los Rios budget in general, or any other parts of your employee group's collective bargaining agreement, feel free to reach out to your union leadership or the Los Rios budget office.